it can be one of the toughest parts about dining out, not making a decision on what to order, but when to tip and how much. Recently, things have been even more complicated as more and more businesses have added that tip line to those receipts.
If the tip line is there, do you have to tip, even if you're just buying maybe a bottle of water? KXLY4's Melissa Luck went to the Spokane's etiquette expert for the answer to tonight's good question.
Like anyone who works behind a counter or on a restaurant floor, Rocket Bakery manager Nina Volasnova depends on a little spare change at the end of her shift to round out what she makes on her paycheck.
I think anybody who works in restaurant business, customer service industry, lives on their tips, so of course we rely on it.
Tipping for good service goes back centuries, possibly as far back as the Roman Empire. In modern times, it's actually an acronym, meaning to ensure promptness. But when and how much to tip can be confusing, and the rules seem to be changing all the time.
The guidelines are 15% is standard or average, 20% if they've given you excellent service, 10% is if they've done less than excellent service.
Marilee Bjerkestand is an etiquette expert. She teaches classes on etiquette across the country. She says tipping is always optional. But not tipping says more about you than about the service.
You learn a lot about people. I love to watch people when they tip or in restaurants to see how they're going to treat each other.
So tipping at a nice restaurant is a no-brainer. Tipping for coffee is a good idea. But a new type of receipt is making things a little more tricky. For example, I bought a pre-made sandwich and a bottle of water this morning and got this receipt with a line for a tip. So even though no one made me anything or served me anything, am I still expected to leave a tip?
I mean, if you're just buying a bottle of water, I don't expect the person to tip. But if somebody comes in and gets a 16-ounce quad, sugar-free, non-fat, extra hot, then you are expecting that person to tip you.
So what do you do with that line? Leave it blank? Fill it in with zeros? Write no tip in big letters? Rules of etiquette suggest you simply leave it alone.
You don't have to write a tip. You're welcome if you feel free to draw a line so, if you don't trust and think they're going to go back and add more. But if you write the total in, the total's the total, and that's what they will go by.
And when in doubt, a simple smile and thank you could be the tip the server will remember.
Even if you don't have a whole lot of money to contribute to the tip, at least be gracious in your words and respectful and appreciative for what they do, because that will speak more than the money will.
With this good question, I'm Melissa Luck, KXLY4 HD News.
If you want to read more of Marilee's tipping do's and don'ts, just go to our website, KXLY.com. Click on Good Question under the Interactive tab. And do you have a burning question you'd like to see answered here on KXLY4? Just send it to goodquestion@KXLY.com.